Hi, this is Joe again with another review. For the sake of this video, I'm going to be discussing the 1965 film Frankenstein Meets the Space Monster. I am not kidding, this is an actual movie, folks. But of course, this movie, there's a huge problem with this movie. There's a couple of huge problems. Number one, the movie sucks. That's problem number one. Number two, the movie does not have an actual Frankenstein monster in it. There's no characters in the movie named Frankenstein. There's no scientists. There's no anything. And the movie uses the name Frankenstein, and there's no Frankenstein. There's no Frankenstein. There's no Frankenstein monster in this film. But they use the name Frankenstein for some reason, even though it has nothing to do with the Frankenstein canon from the 30s into the 40s, and it has nothing. It basically has nothing in it except for a few good-looking women in bikinis, but that's about it. But I'm going to get into it in a second. But this movie is just one of the worst horror movies you can ever see, and it's basically about these Martians come down to the planet Earth. It's not mentioned what planet they're from, but according to, if you do research online, it implies they're actually from Mars, even though they mention they're not from Mars through the whole film. And the princess comes down, and apparently they have like a nuclear war on this planet, and most of that planet's population is dead. Particularly the women. There's no women alive on the planet, except for the princess. She's the only one who's alive. She's the only one who says, "Oh, we need to repopulate the species on our planet, and the only way to do that is if we hijack the women from another planet." So they go to Earth just to capture as many women as they could, so they could repopulate the species on their planet. And they get women who, a good chunk of them are in bikinis, going to go to, San Juan, Puerto Rico, or beaches, or they go to all these Caribbean countries and stuff to get, women from, women, and actually they're all in a good chunk of the women that they capture are all in bikinis, scantily clad, not bad to look at, and it's like watching a James Bond movie with all these bikini-clad babes, and capture them. And of course, during the movie, at least the beginning of the movie, they had this. I think it's a plane that's NASA fires a rocket into outer space, or a spaceship into outer space, and the pilot is not a human being, but it's actually a robot, or a life-size robot. And that's where the Frankenstein bit comes from, because it's a robot, and these aliens, they shoot down this missile because they think, oh, they're going to attack us. And the Martians eventually find out it was actually a spaceship, and it was actually a person on board. So they shot it down. They thought it was an actual missile fired from Earth to them. That wasn't the case. It's just bad timing all around, and they killed this. And they almost destroyed this robot. But half of his face was like melted. So it was implied that and the two scientists who were working on the project trying to find the robot and to fix him, which they did the best they could to fix it on the ground. And so we have to take him back to the lab and we could really properly fix him. And then say, if we don't, it's going to be like another Frankenstein. That's how they made the reference for the title of the film, so you can work that in. And so when that's going on, the Martians or the aliens had their own space monster. They had their own monster, captured just to scare the woman scientist, because they had to catch the woman scientist, and they tried to scare her by using this monster that's a scare her. And of course, eventually the monster gets out, and along with the robot, ends up getting captured by the aliens. And so, eventually, by the end of the film, the two of them, I can't believe I over 5 minutes talking about this movie. The robot and the space monster get into a fight, and of course, the robot wins. The robot gets destroyed, the spaceship gets destroyed, and at least the one woman, the woman scientist lives. But you never find out if the rest of the women who were captured, that they were all right, if they lived, if they escaped. You didn't see any of that. I mean, it's just a real goofy, crappy movie, and you have no real resolution except the main female character, human character, human scientist. She gets it. She ends up escaping, and it's okay. But you never found out what happened to the rest of the women who got captured. So it's really crazy. It's really a messed up movie, and the movie is really god awful terrible. I mean, this movie can, like my favorite radio guy Don Imus used to say, "You cannot possibly suck enough." This movie is horrible. I can't believe I actually spent time actually watching this thing. I mean, it's that terrible. It's that bad. And there's nobody who can convince me otherwise about how bad this movie is. And because it's really that bad. It's really that effing bad. And I can't believe that I actually watched this thing. And not only that, but this movie aired twice in October. One's over Movies TV, and one over on Me TV. His friend Gooley actually showed this movie part of his Frankenstein month, for Halloween. And this was like the last movie he showed, his Frankenstein movies. And instead of showing Brian and Frankenstein, his friend Gooley showed this piece of crap. And usually, most of the time, he does show bad horror movies, but this one was really bad. I mean, it should get like minus 3,000 stars. I mean, that's how bad this movie was. And I can't believe I spent this long talking about this movie, because Frankenstein vs. the Space Monster is really a terrible movie. It really is. So let me review of Frankenstein meets the Space Monster. Please click on the video, please rate it. Please subscribe to my channel. Please forward this video to your Facebook pages. You can check out all my reviews on my YouTube channel at rallyc.com. That's all WDY. That's C.com. The homepage, you Rally reviewer Chris Lee Moore. And please check out all of his videos on his website. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.